Hello, and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I'm Sientir. You can support me on my Patreon page at patreon.com/Sientir, and there should be a Discord link to a server in the description. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're back. We're back. We need to make ourselves, or we need to go find ourselves Daria's crater. We're almost done with this quest, but last time was like an hour. And I don't know that this is going to be much shorter. I did say that I would read... Where the crap is it? This book. I'm going to be honest. I was planning on doing it this episode, but last episode was way too long. So, this episode is probably not going to have me reading it unless it somehow ends up less than an hour by a large margin. What I'm probably going to do is... Which should be better, whatever. I'm thinking about skill order and positioning and stuff. What I'm probably going to do is just try to make my way through the rest of this quest and the next one for the next continent. And then you can see that I have Holy Spear because it is good against spirits, and there are a lot of things that make spirits around here. My follow-up plan would be to I need to recapture my brain. My follow-up plan would be, once we have done stuff here, go to the next continent, and then next time do the last of the continents. And that episode would then have enough time to be able to read the book. That's my thought process right now. Maybe this will go a lot quicker than I am anticipating it will go. I'll probably make the last one Elona, because I think Elona would be the quickest, because this character is going to have the most of Elona. Or make the next one Elona, excuse me. That makes more sense than the last, whatever. And then make the last one Tyria proper, which is the most nostalgic anyway, or whatever. I don't know, I'm making plans as I'm going. I wanted to do these quests because I thought it would be a cool way of like exploring all the stuff. When this is a better party heal than your actual party heal. So here we are. Here we are. So there's something really important that I completely forgot to do last time that would have made it a lot easier to not redo this part. You're going to see what that is once I'm able to do it. One of the gimmicks that this game has is in the faction-led areas, the resurrection shrines are manned, by which I mean they have people at them in attendance. And what that does is it causes specific qualifications, I guess you could say, to happen. Where basically you have NPCs kind of in charge. This is an interesting conundrum. Like, if I use more attack skills that cost adrenaline, it drains my reserves more quickly, which is a bit of an issue. I don't know. It's something I'm thinking about. But anyway, if we come up here, you'll see that this is being run by Kurzix. Now, the reason why it's being run by Kurzix is we're in Kurzix territory right now. Everything on the purple side is Kurzix territory. Almost this entire area is Kurzix territory. That's fine if you are Kurzix, but what you'll see is that if I, like, talk to this guy, he says, this resurrection shrine is only for friends of the Kurzix. I wouldn't want to see its holiness tainted with your Luxon loving souls. Let's talk this over. He says, there's nothing to discuss. Barbarians do not deserve the attention of the gods. So we can either bribe them with gold or we can fight them. And that allows us to be able to get rid of these NPCs. Once we get rid of these NPCs, the merchants and the guards and the priest shrine and stuff, then the resurrection shrine will become active. Now, the merchant is a complete and utter coward that will run away, and therefore you have to kind of chase him down. It's slightly annoying. But once you do, the shrine becomes active. If I had done that, then the freaking resurrection shrine would have been active, and we wouldn't have gotten teleported all the way back to the thing because we would have had a resurrection shrine to use. But as it was, we didn't, so had no choice but to go back to the outpost. So that's something that's useful to be aware of. I had completely forgotten about it because I've generally am a Kurzix, and it's been so long since that was at all relevant. So here we are. I did remember, just a bit late, too late for it to be terribly useful. Let's kill some salt spray dragons, I guess. We got wrecked by these guys last time, but as you can see, when they are not a boss, it is not as big of a problem. Please get blind off me. Thank you. So we need to go up this way. Which means fighting some of these outcasts, which shouldn't be a huge problem. I don't know. Most of this is just auto-attacking. Taking a bunch of damage from random crap. Okay. I don't even know what sort of well I'm in. I don't think I have a well on my... No, I don't have any necros on my team, so I don't have any wells. I mean, that's not true. I have some secondary necros, but... gotta do something about all these kraken spawn. We're just aggroing like half the freaking Jade Sea, aren't we? But at least this time, if we have an unfortunate party wipe, there will be something we can do about it. So like each time I use one of these skills that costs adrenaline, it consumes some of my adrenaline, which reduces how much adrenaline I have to go for the eyes. So it directly impacts my energy management, which is something that's really interesting to think about. It might actually be beneficial for me to use high adrenaline skills because they'll consume my adrenaline less often and potentially have more impact. It's just something that's curious to think about that I hadn't really considered until just now. But here we are. I am considering it now. Did not want to get that skill interrupted, but whatever. Here we are. They have a Spirit of Displacement, but that just gives them dodging power, and it takes damage whenever it well, blocking power. I think it was originally evasion. When was evasion removed? Because, like I said, at one point in time, at one point in time there was evasion and dodge, and then they consolidated them. Like I said also at the time that I mentioned that previously and in previous times, I think that was a perfectly reasonable decision to make. It's really important when you're making games to understand where you have pointless or extraneous complexity that you can remove to simplify your game, because it's very easy for games to become very complicated. So there's not really a need to have both of those. It's like how Dungeons and Dragons, for example, kind of abstracts the effectiveness of armor and the effectiveness of dodging as both armor class. Or at least that's my impression anyway. I'm hardly an expert on D&D. But... have we massively aggroed again? I would really prefer if it's not to have, but I think we have. Yeah, see, this is more displacement at work. But the spirit dies after only so long. But yeah, so evasion originally was a thing, then they were like, okay, never mind, we don't need it to be a thing, and then they got rid of it, and now that's not there, and it's just block. And because they're mechanically identical is the thing. But some skills could care about some sets. So it's like, you lose some nuance, you absolutely do, but is it nuance that's giving you value? And the decision was no, it isn't really. It's just making things more complicated. And making things more complicated for the sake of making things more complicated is just not worth it. And the thing is, you have to ask how much value are you getting out of your complexity, because it's really easy to make things more complicated. It's a lot harder to make things simpler. But simpler is a lot more approachable, and you want a game that's as complex as this, or like Magic the Gathering, for example, to be as approachable as you reasonably can make it. So it's just interesting to think about, and it's an important thing to consider when you're making games, is managing how much overall complexity you have, because it does come with a cost, and that's learning curve. And also like where you put complexity, because if you can push it off further in the game and make the beginning of your game simple, that's part of why so many games have like a curve of things that you unlock with your characters. That way the amount of complexity that's involved in playing it slowly goes up over time. And doing that is a way of helping to manage some of that complexity. Here we have a boss called Murky the Reaver. That I think we're going to have to fight. It looks like it's a warrior. I don't think Murky has a skill that I care about. It might be an Axe Elite, actually, now that I think about it. A very powerful one, but it's interesting. There's an Axe Elite that basically is the Axe Elite. There are a couple of other very, very valid options, but The one that's kind of the axe elite is Eviscerate. And it deals deep wound and a bunch of plus damage. It's basically an upgrade to Executioner's Strike, which you may have seen elsewhere. Oh, no, this person has charge. There's another one that's ostensibly a more potent version of that causes you to lose all of your adrenaline, but has, like, additional properties, so I don't know. He says, oh, no, you don't. I can't let you pass. As a Kurzik, we have business. Yeah, so this is a weird dialogue thing. We have business on Waking Waters. Strong will take from the weak. So, like, it sounds like we're not allowed in, but we are because we are technically Luxon aligned. So that allows us into this outpost. This is a Luxon merchant, so we can actually interact with this merchant. And I can sell this handful of stuff I don't need. How you get money in this game. You just sell the stuff you don't need. And then that brings us into Luxon territory from the back side. So we need to go to Ria's crater. This is Silent Surf ahead of us. So the reason why I'm approaching things this way is there's another mission called Gyala Hatchery, and I feel like Ria's crater is after that. Kind of like Arborstone is after the Arborstone mission. And that just becomes extremely inconvenient to deal with, having to complete that mission to be able to go through it. Because if we don't go backwards, you have to go forwards through it, and that requires completing the mission. And that mission is not easy nor short, nor am I experienced at it because, as you may have guessed, oh yeah, because of Reluxon we get that shrine. It's always important to make sure your resurrection shrines work. And prophecies, they like all work, and they decided to change that because you could actually abuse that to teleport yourself. And I guess they decided they didn't like that functionality. I do like the Jade Sea. It's a really pretty area. I just, like, never go here. It's interesting. This is the same sort of music in the Echovold Forest. So I'm going to try to dodge enemies if I can. Try to get through this a little bit faster. I'm not sure the best way through here, though. I'm extremely inexperienced in this zone. I so rarely come to Luxon territory. Like, there's some mobs that are fighting each other here, so I'm gonna help. These things make kind of pitiful sounds. It's always kind of exotic coming to these areas, because like I said, like, I have played this game so much. Oh, this is a Spoil Victor boss. But I have almost never come to the Jade Sea. It's just not a zone I go to. So coming here is really interesting in that what is going on with me right now? I don't know. Standing there was bad, and I didn't want to keep doing it. So it's always kind of new to me relative to the Echovold Forest. Like, I've spent a lot of time in the Echovold Forest due to being Kurzik and just spending my time there. So the Jade Sea still has a bit of a veneer of freshness to it and uncertainty. I guess we're going to fight some jellyfish. They use Soothing, which is bad for me. It slows the rate at which... let's kill some of these. Oh my goodness, did you see that spike? Oh wow. There was a ton of stuff stacked up there. Soothing makes adrenaline charge more slowly, by the way. What I was trying to say. Okay, a bunch of Irukandji, but the spirits are all, like, way back there, so... but making adrenaline charge more slowly is really bad for my bar, so... I don't like having Soothing affecting me. Because it's really bad for my energy. Okay, something stripped my... Oh, there's probably a Spirit of Disenchantment over there. Yeah, Spirit of Disenchantment right there. Again, I don't know what the enemies do in this zone, because I never come here. Obviously, this build is a little less good in this zone because of that, though. And I should try to focus on some other type of build, technically, but probably not happening. Okay, so I need to make my way over to... Okay, see, and here's a bunch of Kurziks, because this area is under Kurzik control up here. This spot is close enough to Unwaking Waters that it was still kind of under Luxon control. At this point, it might actually be beneficial for me to go back to being Kurzik. But, So we just need to go to Seafarer's Rest here. And that will put us... I think this is going to be Ria's Crater? I don't remember. I have very, very few characters who have been through here. Yeah, okay, that is Ria's Crater. That's what I thought. Like I said, going backwards through here is really... Like... It saves you a lot of time. Like, yeah, it was a hassle to figure out what to do to... Wow, that was worth Jack. To convert my faction. But the amount of time that it will save me is tremendous. Do I want to try to do something else here differently? Nah, I'll just suck it up. Whatever. Deal with Spirits of Soothing. Like, bringing a Mesmer's Spiritual Pain or something would probably be the correct answer. But, okay, so there's a bunch of Kurziks over here, so one of the things I want to do is I want to get rid of them. Because they're going to cause me problems. As we've established. I don't want to die and discover I didn't get this Resurrection Shrine and have to, like, go through a bunch of enemies all over again. That would be the worst. Yeah, they're basically warriors with healing signet. So I need to go all the way up there. Okay, this is going to be quite the adventure. I mean, this is probably worthy of being an episode on its own, but we're not anywhere close to done with what this episode's gonna entail by the time we're done with all of it. I don't know what Leviathan's mouths do, but apparently they have quick shot, which means they're unexciting. Quick shot is a very questionable ranger elite. It has 1 second recharge, 1 second activation time, and costs like 5 energy. Its claim is basically that it allows you to attack more quickly because it has an activation time, and bows usually take a bit longer than that to fire. So it can theoretically, if you get into a good cadence, give you a quicker attack rate, especially with high expertise, where you can mitigate the cost of that, because 5 energy is obviously a bit ludicrous, but expertise allows you to reduce that down to like 3 or 2 energy. Then it becomes a lot more reasonable to basically spam. So yeah. I do not know how to navigate this zone. So we're gonna go on an adventure and get lost together. Hopefully not so lost that I can't find stuff in a reasonable period of time. I think I need to go up. We're gonna aggro. We're gonna aggro on the side with all of these razor fins. It's going to be slightly annoying because there's a spirit of... Okay. Get AoE'd. Spirit of Soothing, I see you. Go away. I want to target your kanji because they're very annoying. Okay, my party's getting slightly beat up. Scuttlefish needs to go down. Scuttlefish are monks. Oh, we've got a boss here. Razorfin Fleshrend. Guy needs to go down. He's dealing gobs of damage and is very bad for our overall health. I think things will go a little bit better once he and all of these elementalists are down. I probably realistically prioritized my own well-being over my team's well-being. Hopefully we still have somebody with a res skill. Oh, we probably don't. Actually, no. Margaret doesn't have... She should have one, but... Hey, Morgan, you're a hero. I mean, technically and figuratively. Burn everything over there. Burn. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Really glad I have Holy Spear on me right now. So, General Morgan reserves massive accolades. He didn't do anything special. He just happened to have We Shall Return on his bar and used it. But that was good enough for me. That was a massive aggro pull, and I definitely misprioritized trying to get Soothing down because it annoyed me, rather than taking care of all of the elementalists attacking our backline. So let that be a lesson to you. Learn to prioritize targets better than me. I should learn to prioritize targets better than me. Well, bunch of outcasts. Come up on us here. Let's see. Bunch of cloth. Yes, I see you. These guys aren't as big of a problem as some of the enemies have been. Oh my goodness. Okay, we just need to keep making our way up. The thing that we're going to go see is really cool for what it's worth. It's just going to take us a while to get there because it's super far away. I see your Chillblains. Strips enchantments. I think my party does not appreciate having its enchantments stripped. Definitely a different set of enemies than I'm used to fighting. So that's kind of cool. Oh, we've got a Mesmer boss up here, it looks like. I believe that's a Well of Blood. We need to... I don't... maybe? Maybe we need to go around, actually. We don't need to fight him. I don't want to fight him. He has Hexbreaker, which is good to know. Hexbreaker is a stance that interrupts the next hex used against you and causes a bunch of damage to the one trying to cast it on you. It's fairly powerful. There's a lot of anti-enchantment stuff here, actually, which is something that I'm noticing. It's probably good to try to transition to a party config that's less enchantment-focused as a result, just to kind of mitigate the effectiveness of anti-enchantment stuff. Like, I'm relying on enchantment, for example, to increase my attack speed. Is just one example. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to navigate going to where I want to go. But, like, these guys, for example, use Chillblains, which is definitely anti-enchantment tech. It's an AoE multiple enchantment strip. It's very strong. Costs a lot of energy, poisons you, and I think has a health cost too. It's very expensive, is what I'm saying, but it's also very powerful. Wait, does this just go around? Yeah, this just goes around, I think. Maybe? Or is this a... Oh, okay. There's just two paths, it looks like. Yeah, sure, why not? We went this way. I accept this fact of decision. Yeah, what is Chillblains? Here, /you. I believe it's curses, yeah. Nope, doesn't cost any health, but you are poisoned for 10 seconds. It has a pretty short recharge, though, so it's incredibly potent enchantment removal, if extremely costly at 25 energy. But that's because it's a friggin' area of effect, can strip multiple enchantments, and deals damage, and has an 8-second recharge, so it's very potent from that standpoint. Okay, I think we're finally beginning to pull ourselves out of the crater that belongs to Rhea. Yeah, so we started off very, very low. This doesn't topographically show stuff very well, but maybe when we pull up here, we can kind of see it a little bit. Looks like there's a bunch of outcasts up here, so we're going to have to fight through that. Some of these death hands probably should be high targets, actually. They're going to really put dampers on our party's functionality. Okay, let's get rid of some of these guys in our backline now. I mean, General Morgan is not exactly a soft target, so that's not too bad. As a paragon, he has more armor than the casters do. Like, Chillblade's right there being used, and I don't want that to go off on my party because it's not very good for us. Yeah, this first one, it's kind of taken a long time to get to. Kind of knew that it would, though, because it's often Luxon territory, and I didn't have any of this on my map. Like, once I'm done with this... Oh, there's the thing that we're going to, by the way. That big old green mass over there. Is this restaurant open to us? Yeah, it is. It's just the ones near outposts that have guards over them. We don't entirely know what this thing is, from what I understand. The speculation, I'm sure, has been rampant, but I'm also unsure of the best way to get over to it. Taking out some more outcasts. Oh boy. This project was maybe a little overambitious. Okay, we still need to get all the way over the freaking there. Guess we're gonna have to fight some scuttlefish. Scuttlefish are monks. They're higher priority targets. Creeping carp are just assassins. Yep, I don't have much more to say about it than that. I mean, my intention was to like take my screenshot for the episode and stuff when we were over in the in Elona, land of the golden sun. Arius. Okay, it looks like we're going to be fighting an outcast boss. So this guy should be our... I think... No, this gal should be our highest priority target. Bosses are glass cannons in factions. I think I was alluding to this earlier. Prophecies are tanks, but they don't deal much damage, so you should ignore bosses until last, because it's going to take forever to kill them, and all the ads are going to kill you. All the other mobs are going to like destroy you in the meantime. So you want to prioritize bosses last in prophecies, but first in factions, because they go down very quickly in factions and deal a lot of damage. So it's really important to understand the best way to approach enemies in this game when you're dealing with that sort of thing. I should legitimately look at the map to see how close I am. There's the thing, by the way. It's just this massive Leviathan frozen in jade. This crazy sea monster. Okay, I'm going to take just a moment to... Okay, this is actually giving me good advice. Right there is the zone transition. So I actually want to continue through here and get to that, because if I go through that zone transition, it saves me from needing to worry about trying to do that later. Yeah, these guys are super anti-enchantment. That's good to be aware of, I suppose. There's a lot of really good stuff in Wind Prayers, actually. It would be really reasonable to make a Wind Prayers kind of based assassin. Or an assassin with Wind Prayers in it. I should be clearer. But it's good to get these zones and outposts and stuff. What's the right phrase? Added to my map. Can we escape through here, please? Okay, well, we have this Resurrection Shrine. Yeah, like I was saying in Prophecies, like I was saying earlier, in Prophecies, all Resurrection Shrines are active. Yeah, here's the Yala Hatchery Outpost, by the way. So I want to, I think, Unless this is actually the Galahad zone. If this is just a zone and not an outpost, I'm not going to make my way through it. Oh yeah, this is just a zone. Okay, that's fine then. You can get to the outpost from Cavalon. I don't need to go through here. But you can see we had to go through like a bunch of the area around the Harvest Temple, back through on Waking Waters and up through there. And we also had to map over to here and all the way around over to there. You can see why it takes so long. We want to go through the Imperial Sanctum now. I'm not going to go backwards through Galahad. I was confused as about to see how that worked. Emperor Kisu is just over here, by the way. You can go say hi to him if you want to. Actually, okay, you know what? I'm just going to pop to my guild hall. And we're just going to have some aggressively long episodes. This fine, whatever, week as I do these special events. Okay. Is this a salvage item? It is a salvage item. Ooh. It's a thing to salvage. Iron is worth more than the other common crafting materials. It's just, its base value is 5 gold per, and it's usually worth more than that. A lot more cloth and stuff is located or whatever. So hopefully we don't have to go very far for this one. That would be ideal. Is there anything different I want to do with my build? Really? This healing is kind of cool. There's also this other one, Duena's Touch. Target touch ally is healed for 45 health for each enchantment on you. That can be yourself, but I only have one enchantment on me, so it's literally worse than this, basically, as far as I'm concerned. If I had more enchantments on me, then it would be potentially better. Hi, Kunaving. What you doing? I don't know, do I? Oh my goodness, I have to go to the freaking middle of this zone. No, because that power does not recharge without killing a boss. It's like a resurrection signet. You don't see me use because, like, so if you have a free secondary, resurrection signet is you should just use signet return anyway. Oh, what is this shrine? Not, I don't know what's going on with that. I do not remember my way through the palace. Like, this is a zone you basically only go into to capture a few elite skills, and otherwise you don't. It exists, and technically you could vanquish it and stuff. But, yeah, I don't come here particularly often. So I'm used to going through it the other direction on the specific route for the... we should target the Elementalist first, because it's going to be the most pain. As you can see, the Shuriken Elementalists are very much so in the mode of let's do all of the damage now and none of the damage later. But everything burns, and that's what we're trying to do with this team. We're just trying to burn everything down. Forbidden chest, because, you know, forbidden whatever. Friggin' wall, though. I wish there was a shout skill similar to that one. That's like all allies under the effect of a shout or chant are healed by some bit. You can see that there is in fact an assassin boss over there. So this would be like a good way of getting that elite skill. We should focus on this person now. Okay, yes, please keep running around, completely confused about where your enemies are. That is perfect for me. I like that. This guy's going to be very dangerous. Assassins have high damage. I don't know why Acolyte Jin's in so much pain. What's even going on? Do we need to, like, close this bubble or something? Ah, we need to close this bubble. Or... This bubble serves as a spawn point. That's what I'm trying to get at. Heal my allies that are enchanted. Let's try to do something about this stupid monk. And then move on with our lives. Go away. Oh, I will pick up the golden mark, though. Ugh. Stuff keeps spawning from... Like, this is a problem. Is there a way to stop stuff from spawning from this? Can we just leave? Is that an option? Is leaving an option? What is this? Some sort of ludicrous farm? I don't need a ludicrous farm. I just need to be able to move on and not be trapped here fighting enemies forever. I imagine it's a limited spawn. Sure, kill the spirit of famine if you want to. I just want to move on. There. Sheesh, that was ridiculous. Okay, so we have to go around. I do really like the aesthetics of the palace, by the way. It's one of those zones that's super duper cool. And that I do enjoy visiting. Although, usually not in this exact way. Top off some health bars a little bit. Stuff is a lot more reasonable when I'm not trying to manage onslaught too, but whatever. Okay. I don't know what Arcane Ancient Phi is. I'm hoping... Okay, it's Mesmer. That was pointless, but whatever. Get Arcane Ancient Phi down. There we go. Now we need to get this ally. That is why we need to get this ally. You might notice there was a big damage spike to like everyone, and they hurt, and it was pain. Okay, okay, let's pull back a little bit. I've got so much degeneration going on. You can see just how quickly health bars move when they've got 10 degen on them, because I had 10 degen on me. That's part of what makes our build so effective, is it's like effectively spamming burn on everything. Burn and bleed. Like, we have enough health degen going on that this guy's Troll Unguent at ridiculous attribute points is not able to keep him up, so. Let's go into the middle of Raisu Palace. Okay. Why is Acolyte Sasuke still dead? I know General Morgan has Resurrect. General, is that the only guy with a Resurrect? Margaret the Sly have a Resurrect? Okay, it's only General Morgan. General Morgan the hero. General Morgan the... Where is your... Use this, thank you. I don't know why he wasn't using it. Maybe it requires enough allies being dead for him to want to use it. Oh man, this is already a long episode. Just finishing this. Just finishing this. Just my way of saying is I'm trying to decide whether or not I should actually try to do all the Reverie events on camera. I don't know. Maybe Elona will be faster. Maybe not. I don't know. Who can say? Maybe I should try to switch to a more powerful, quicker team? Probably. Probably do something with like Necroparagons with fallback and crap. I don't know. Okay, I need to go to the middle of this thing, and then we will have finished this reverie step. As you can see, these are very time-consuming and quite exhaustive in how far they make you go. Part of the reason why I was looking to the Elona one next is this character has theoretically been to more places in Elona than some of the other locations in other campaigns. Okay, let's just focus on all of these enemies were stupid and bunched up. That is a lot of enemies that bunched up, though. Hopefully we have a bunch of area of effect damage kind of taking effect, as it were. This is a bit ridiculous. Okay. Almost done with this particular crowd of dudes. Cool. Don't know why they all bunched up like that, but they did, and my party didn't do as much about it as I would have liked. Okay, whatever. There's just a Spirit of Famine. We can go through Spirit of Famine. I'm gonna want to change party compositions soon, though. Okay, so the thing that's really important to recognize here is I just have to get here. It's done. Back to Kinding Center. Don't need to fight anything. Very important. Okay. So as I make my way back over to where I need to go, I'm going to think a little bit about what I want to do. There we go. I definitely want to change my party around because I feel like... are they using... Got stuck on some random NPC. Boss. Okay, cool. They are charging, so that's good. Yeah, I want them because of the charging. Okay, so Festival Coordinator Tsuru says, as expected, you returned to me victorious. Tell me, what secrets does the world reveal to you? In return, here's something by which to remember this festival. We get some experience, we get a very nice chunk of gold, and, okay, and I am going to add, Talcora. Party? Maybe? No, let's actually go with Dunkoro. And the reason why I want to go with Dunkoro is he does not have Prot Spirit, and I think that's fantastic. Okay, I'm going to keep running this build, kind of. This seems a bit pointless on me, so I'm actually going to 1, 2, so I get one more. I'm going to go ahead and replace this with what am I going to replace it? It's not an important decision. It just isn't. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pop off Wild Throw. I don't need it. I'm going to put on... man, all of these are so meh. I'm going to put on Blazing Spear. Instead of that, I'm going to put on Finish Him. And I'm going to put on Signet of Return. We're going to call this a build. I have my Proof of Waves. It cannot be traded or sold, but it can be banked. And we're going to go to Elona, Land of the Golden Sun. And we're going to freaking make this a hour episode and change, or whatever the crap it ends up being. I need to talk to Festival Coordinator Kuri. We're going to see a bunch of random stuff. Like this person wants a Fortitude mod. They want an Icy Spearhead, which I would want ostensibly, except there's a green that does exactly what I want. And they're selling stuff. Okay, the Wayfarer's Reverie is a celebration of beauty. The urge to travel is a desire to witness with your own eyes the many wonders of the world, from the hanging gardens of Vabi to the timeless sands of the desolation. Let this festival be a reminder to take joy in the scenery around you. As you travel through these lands, pause to enjoy the breathtaking sights of Elona, both natural and man-made. Again, 2006 experience because this game was released in 2006. And all the other goodies. I look forward to seeing the wonders of the land of the Golden Sun. Okay, so the first wonders is visiting Foreigner, the first city. That is over here. We just need to go through, what, Jockner Diggings? Or maybe... No, which would be... this is an interesting question. If Black Tide Den goes up there, the south, this might be preferable on account of it allowing a larger party. Anton, what were you doing? Okay, you were doing that weird stuff. Whatever. Anton, you probably are fine, but not for what I'm trying to do. Milani. Sure, we'll leave you doing random grunt things. And Master of Whispers. Yeah, sure. Let's actually change Master of Whispers a little bit around... No, you know what? Yeah, Funk. Sorry, I want to quickly not to find favorite healing prayer. Can't. Pathic removal because that's useful, and this because why not? Okay. I'm just like throwing something together. The reason why I'm going this way is this direction is 8 persons, whereas the other direction is like 4, probably like a 4-person zone. So this direction allows me to enter this zone with a bigger party, which is preferable every time. We need to just go up that way. I'm not sure the fastest way there. I'm generally going to try to avoid enemies because it's pointless. Again, I'm not sure what the... Okay, these guys are going to be annoying. As you can see, we're maybe a little strong for what this area is expecting. Which is nice and refreshing over what we were just going through. You know what? I found my screenshot for this episode. Behold, Elona, land of the golden statues and sun and stuff. Oh boy. Sometimes I regret decisions that I made, and I made a decision that this was going to be a very, very long episode. I made that decision, everyone. Maybe somehow it will be very popular, and that would be cool. Maybe also I will... Ooh, a sentient seed. I bet that can salvage into plant fibers. Oh, hey, we got a random swirling aura on us. Wait, what the... Oh, Serenia's water. For some reason I was thinking she's lightning. It would be Vec. Vec was lightning. Different character has Serenia being. That's why. Sure, yeah, I'm fine with her being Shatterstone and all of this stuff. Sunspear Scout will be like, what are you doing here? Maybe? I don't know. I'm not worrying about it. I am a general. That's all you need to know. I'm a general of the Sunspears. Yep. We are making our way up. We need to go into the central chamber of Farina, the first city. Which is going to involve fighting our way through some moderately leveled scale, I guess. Okay, so some of those scale were level 13, others were level 4, which is wildly inconsistent, but here we are. You can see the benefit of bringing Jorah and Koss with me in so much as they're using charge, which makes us run faster. Which is preferable. Not running faster. What is it? In the evening. Okay. So there's a giant pit of scale down there. It's kind of cool, but I'm not doing anything with it. So yeah, this thing, don't get smushed by this. It's smushy. I don't like being smashed to bits, and I bet you don't either. A bunch of level 10 undead, I guess. These guys are using the exact same model as in pre-searing, so they've really gotten around. That's all I had to say on that. Ooh, a skeleton bone. Yes. I guess. I think that was a rune, so that's kind of cool. There's a bunch of cool statues in here. It's called Fair Near the First City, so it was some sort of early city. I don't know the history of the place, though. It's kind of interesting. Let's see, what's the best way through? I don't actually know that. But this area is really hot for Jorah. Best to go up there to the right and around, I think? I don't actually know my way around this zone particularly. Have I mentioned that Wayfarer's marks feel like they're way more common in pre-searing Ascalon? Because they do. So, and then we're going to need to go to the Cyclone Palace and Matani Keys. Corsair Docks and Barbarous Shore. Hopefully this character is as adventured as I think she is. And they'll catch up with charges. No biggie. You guys are using charge. Yeah. Good. Hi, Jidden. There's a water djinn down here. That's nice. There's also House the Blessed Wind. I don't know. Look, I'm looking to be efficient with this. I don't really care about fighting some random weak boss. This area has gotten Nightfallen influence, as you can see. Cool. I need to go to here. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, we'll go to this. What is this? A 4-person zone? What? Too small my butt. I don't know what confusion they were having. That guy back there had a quest for me, which is interesting. I don't intend to do it. I should take care of my inventory, though. Oh, okay. That's nice. Vitae runes are worth a little bit of gold. And plant fight. Oh. That. Okay. I'm gonna just toss that in there rather than worrying about trying to salvage right now. I'll find it later and salvage it. Okay. The merchant was just nearby, wasn't? Out loud, his nameplate. Jotaro Musagi is, I believe, from Cantha and is just. Okay, let's go ahead and deposit this pile of funds. You can see I've gotten 16 Wayfarer's marks, and that's not all that I've gotten in this this time here. Yeah, see, the Elder over there has a quest for me, and I acknowledge this fact. That will be the extent of what I do about it. This is gonna be either there or like way off some other random spot. I hope it's in the closer location. I guess we'll find out. The Matani keys. Great. This is in some random distant corner of this place. It is pretty though. I'm gonna drink some water now. Ah, boy. I sincerely hope this does not take very long. By which I mean I sincerely hope that we don't run into a bunch of enemies trying to fight us. Hey, it's a flamingo. You could charm that flamingo, make it your pet. You're a ranger. Primary or secondary. I may have run into a bad spot. I may be overambitiously trying to run away from enemies and ignore fights. I may have the ability to do that thanks to the power of Onslaught. Okay, that's probably where I'm going eventually. My heroes will catch up with me and then speed me up on the next thing. Yeah, this looks like a bunch of jade from Cantha is over here. Bunch of pirates. Looks like a Canthan vessel too, actually. But we previously saw blocks of jade kind of like that. Oh man, they threw a bunch of garbage on me. I'm not going to care until I reach these guys. Then I'm going to care. Obviously my monks and stuff caught up with us. Stupid corsairs. Get out of here. You're disrupting my... whatever. Okay, let's finish making our way to this... what was it? Cyclone Palace. That sounds exciting. Hey, we have a Zoonlight Archivist over here. And some Mandragore. Leave me alone, I want to talk to the Archivist. Relic. Every new page in our chronicle brings new revelations. Some are unexpected, while others seem predestined. But even when I'm surprised at what we learn, it barely registers with Archivist Argentum. He has such an impressive understanding of our histories, it's hard to believe he hasn't lived several lives. I know it only seems that way. He hasn't been with the Junlai forever, and yet, you know, there are rumors he was a great swordsman who broke from the warrior's path. It's said he looked down into the face of unimaginable power and chose, right then and there, to cast off his blade and leave his old life frozen in time. Others seek power only to have it strip them of their humanity or rob them of their natural gifts, but Argentum chose to push it away. At least, that's the version I like to believe. History is full of different revisions. Okay. Where's the next place? The next place is over here. Good, I have Camp Pojanu. Oh yeah, there's a Paragon lead over this way. Of course I have it. So I need to go somewhere in Barber's Shore. Is this zone over here? It's full of pirates. Corsairs and stuff. Looks like I need to go straight down there. I should probably talk to this guy in case I get any fights. Just that way I can get whatever the bonuses this gives. Double experience points from Hecate and 4 Sun Spirit promotion points for each check. That sounds good. I'm going to actually have to worry about enemies here because they're going to be actual leveled enemies, like 21s and stuff. rather than the not anything, or the less than level 20s that we were fighting in the starter island area. There is prettiness to Elona, and there is variety in texture, but it is in many regards, in my opinion, the most samey of the various lands. It's not. I like having a variety of appearances, and there definitely is some interesting stuff. It's just there's too much of the same sort of thing, in my personal opinion. I don't know what Ruthless Sevid wants to have us do. I'm not sure if I entirely care, to be honest. Weakness is very annoying. I guess not all of these guys are level 20 somethings. A lot of them are. Spirit Shackles is annoying. What are you doing here? Some random thing with Margaret. That's nice. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go into this secret Corsair base. You can see we're not having to get outposts and stuff speeds things up considerably. Oh, this person does weapons. You can make a machete here if you wanted to. I can, if I find it. Where is my... in this other bag? Yeah, this one right here. I could theoretically customize it if I had enough gold, but I don't, so whatever. This is kind of a neat little cove. It reminds me actually of the wharf in Dark Souls 2. Okay. Where are we going in Jahai Bluffs? The impregnable fortress of Jahai. Okay. Is that this? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Codner Crossroads. I'm going to step out into the zone. And if that will give me an idea of what outpost to use to get to this place. Because there's like so many portals into Jahai Bluffs. And I want to go through the one that's the most efficient. And for that, I need to know where it wants me to go. Okay, it wants me to go up there. Is it going to be faster to go through here or to go from the Sunspear Sanctuary? Or is it going to be... No, that's definitely not going to be... I need to go up there. I think it's going to be faster to go through Sunspear Sanctuary. I'm going to go through Sunspear Sanctuary. The command post over there is a zone that you can update and modify as you go. It's kind of like Eye of the North, except obnoxiously spread out. And one of your sets of quests when you're doing Nightfall is to collect NPCs for this outpost, or for the command post, and populate it. Dunkoro has a quest for us. I don't care. I just want to go to Jahai Bluffs. But you basically recruit NPCs that become various merchants and stuff in this outpost. So, but I felt like it was going to be faster to come through here over to there rather than to go up from over here or whatever. So it's just a random, semi-arbitrary decision based upon my preconceived notions about what will be fastest. Will it be? I don't know. I'm not going to test it. That would waste way more time. Bugs generally aren't very dangerous. Present, mostly. There's the impregnable fortress. Looks like there's actually a zone there or something, but... whatever, my goal right now is to try to avoid fighting enemies as much as possible. Everything's so spread out. Okay, I'm going to give my dudes a moment to catch up. And then... yeah, okay, let's go ahead and fight this group of enemies. That's fine. Oh, bother. Okay, well, we're gonna fight a lot of Cornins. And I mean a lot of Cornins. So I'm going to do the smart thing and wait for Master of Whispers and his horde of minions to catch up, because that's going to help our fight considerably. I'm having to prioritize target slot right now, which is why I've been kind of silent. I realize I was getting a little distracted by all the enemies. This is supposed to be an impregnable fortress that we're attempting to get into, so... we're going to have to take a couple of stabs at it, too. We have considerably cleared out the area, but you can see she was using her signet. Yeah, I mean, there's just no two ways around it. There's just a lot of Cornins here. And so if this was prophecies, we'd resurrect at that resurrection shrine. This is something I was talking about earlier in either this episode or the previous one, where resurrection shrines effectiveness resurrection shrines in these later games have to be activated for you to resurrect at them, and then you resurrect at the nearest activated resurrection shrine. This is true in factions Eye of the North and Nightfall. Prophecies does not require you to activate resurrection shrines. Therefore, that's a little bit of a waste of timing, but whatever. Therefore, if you'll just resurrect at whichever resurrection shrine is closest, so you can actually death warp in prophecies, which is something I don't think they liked functionality-wise. So they modified it for future games. But it is an interesting note that was how things worked at one point in time. I'm going to fight this group of guys here because there's a very good chance that they will aggro on us while we're on the bridge. And I would like to avoid that happening because that would be inconvenient in many, many ways. I'm kind of prioritizing the scribes a little bit because they are casters and with some powerful area of effect spells. And I would like to avoid their impact. The rest of these are like warriors and stuff, and that's not big of a deal. Or like that's a paragon over there, for example. Man, I would definitely benefit from... I mean, we have inadvertently kind of aggroed another group, but whatever. Okay, what? What were you doing running over there? Stop lying down. Well, the good news is that that signet's really, 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 really strong when you have a bunch of leadership and most of your allies are alive. I'm not going to be able to see through that wall. Oh my goodness, look at how many dudes are over there. Like, I am going into this with a build that's somewhat suboptimal for trying to power through this many dudes. Although, Master of Whispers is doing a really good job of placing that hex around that causes massive area of effect damage. So there's that. Nice. Okay, well, we just have a few more layers of this fortress to make our way up. The Fortress of Jahai. I think that might be a zone, actually, that this character doesn't have. I don't remember. Ah, whatever. Let's make our way through all these guys. Not a whole lot of ways to say. I guess we need to fight this giant mob. But that is what we're at right now. Just fighting this giant mob. Oh, Fiery Gladius is a cool looking skin. I mean, it's a sword that's on fire. So. Okay, now I want to start dealing with these guys in the back line. The scribes are like the most dangerous in my opinion. Just because they'll drop meteors and stuff on you. But then you kind of want to take stuff out that's in your back line because it's disrupting your back line. That's usually bad. I think that's actually a different... This is one for fighting the Cornan military, which is nice, because that's what we're doing. It would have been nice earlier, but, you know, here we are. Take out this scribe, or try to... This scribe, try to... Zealot, because they're tanky, I guess. I don't know. Actually, this guy's almost down, so let's just finish him off. Thinking about it, actually, I should probably... Like, the Zealots are dervishes, which makes them deadly, but on the other hand, they're also super, super tanky, which might make it worth trying to take down easier targets, softer targets first. Yeah, something to think about for my prioritization of enemies. Okay, so the good news is we're almost to where I need to get to, which is right up here. And now I can leave. And I fully intend to leave. Where do I need to go? Up here. Okay. This wants me to visit the libraries of the Halls of Chokin. Okay, I think I can actually get there with minimal. Fiery Gladius, yes. That is just a Fiery Gladius. There's nothing fancy about it. It's kind of like a Fiery Dragon Sword, actually, in that regard. I have been playing for 4 hours. Please take a break. You've seen like half of that time in this episode and the previous one. So you just need to go over there. I don't think there's a whole lot in the way of threats between here and there, thankfully. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been down that way. Actually, what I really remember about this zone, now that I'm thinking about it, is farming the plants here on my Elementalist. There's an Earth Prayers... well, Earth Prayers was involved, but there's an Earth Attune... Earth, what do they call it? Just Earth Magic, I guess. There's an Earth Magic-based farm that you could do here on the plants. That was relatively decent. Thankfully, I think heroes and henchmen have a slightly smaller aggro radius than the player does. Which is nice. This area is actually pretty cool. So I don't mind coming here and showing it off. I don't have a whole lot that you need to do here either. Mostly there's a couple quests that take place right in this spot. In kind of the mid-late part of the campaign. I have... Okay, well, since there's a merchant right here, do I want... Nah, it doesn't matter. There's also these cool carpet bridges, which is really neat. They have some nice carpet texture going on with it, too. This is kind of a nice, peaceful location. There's all these cushions and ornate walls and stuff, and these scrolls and stuff. The librarian over there with a quest that I'm... Oh, yeah, here's Prince Metu the Wise. He's one of the princes of Vabi. So, this one's quite peaceful in comparison to the previous ones. Where do we go next, then? The Inner Sanctum of the... Oh, that one's going to be a pain in the rear end. Like, this guy has another quest for us. I have, like, not done most of these quests, actually. Huh. I'm not going to worry about it. You can read that if you want to. I'm not going to. We need to go to the hidden city of Adashim. This is going to be obnoxious. Do we have anybody that's trying to specialize in bleeding? This guy uses bleeding. Bleeding is not going to be great here, but 23 damage is fine. Do something else, though. Bleeding's not going to be good here because the enemies here are primarily immune to bleed. I'm going to give him... Silverwing slash, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and pick her in favor of... Yes. No. No, of course not. Okay. I'm gonna change Vex bar. I'm just gonna give him this and hammer, which causes cracked armor. Actually, Master of Whisper should also not be in this party. Not for this zone. Anyway. On price. Okay, I'll just keep doing my thing, I guess. Be okay. I should probably clear out my inventory. Well, my run over to the NPCs will give me time to identify the 2 items that I can identify before my hit breaks. This over here. So those things, buy an ID kit. Huh. And sell those remaining things. Cool. Okay. The question is, how long do I want to make this episode? And is it as long as I am making it? Very good question. We would like to explore the hidden city. Yes, please. Okay, when they talk about the inner whatevers of the... Oh, crap, that is sincerely far away. So, you know what that means, everyone. That means this hour and 20-minute episode's coming to a close. So, until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.